the backstory hinges on the fact that it was his own hubris and arrogance and kind of ambition, greed, if you like, that caused his family's death, in his mind. He was overreaching. He had such pride and faith and arrogance about his skills and his success that he wasn't thinking. And that essential guilt is what drove him out of the ambivalent world he was in into this more virtuous world he's in now. And Red John is really just a personification of death. I mean, it's that simple. Patrick Jane is very much alive and is very much about being alive in the face of death. And Red John is the fate that comes to us all in the end. Like I say, I always like to have, The Mentalist is not really a realist show, but it's as real as we can make it, given the slightly unlikely premise that a mentalist would be working for the police. But given that, we try and make it real, and I wanted to give it an epic quality. And the search for this guy had to have an epic feel as opposed to a kind of sordid feel. Like, in fact, most serial killers are sordid, sad, pathetic little men living on their own in bedsits, and they're crazy people and inadequate in various ways, and that doesn't really make a very good adversary for someone, a big character like Jane. So I knew, these are all kind of sort of basic story principle things. You needed a character that could balance Jane, and he needed to be big and powerful, but on the other hand, it needed to be, there's a Moby Dick aspect to the story. Moby Dick can't pop up every week and spout. And if you have a great villain, and this is probably true of all great villains, for instance, the shark in Jaws, the more you see the shark, the less menacing and villainous and shocking he is. And, in terms of, if you're not thinking about the 100th episode, then you're not really thinking clearly about the frame that you're painting your picture in, because that's what all network TV shows aspire to. It's foolish to come up with a story that doesn't allow you to do that, not to name any names. So clearly it had to be an elusive and powerful and charismatic figure. So I kind of, the name is a kind of mashup of Robert Bly and Grimm's fairy tales. It's in the Middle Ages, people would scare their children with a character like Red John. So he needed to have a certain sort of mystical, legendary fairy tale aspect to him, but he can't be popping up and becoming a kind of beloved regular character on the show, which means he has to have that elusive, mythical aspect to him. And then it becomes not quite technical, but it becomes, it's a very simple series of steps there. If he's as powerful as he is and no one can catch him, he needs to have allies and helpers, and there needs to be much more to what's going on than what we initially see or what we initially think.
If you've enjoyed your journey on the TV Time Machine, please like and subscribe. We look forward to having you again on the TV Time Machine.